Okay, so next review is a solo review. I was able to see this movie. Dust was not able to
Yeah.
catch it there, and it is the movie called Bone Lake. What's happening in this Bone Lake here? This seems to be like a subgenre of horror movies now. The Airbnb horror movie. I guess that's a new subgenre because it's happening quite a bit of horror movies now. It seems like Barbarian being the most common one.
Don't
Probably the
travel to any B&B.
Yeah, especially when it's double booked, you know what I mean? Don't
Yeah,
do a double
especially
booked
why, yeah.
and that's what happens here. So you got 2 couples, who both arrive at this Airbnb. They realize like, "Oh shit, it's double booked there," which, I guess hearing some people talk about the reviews, I mean, that's never happened to me. I've used the Airbnb a couple times. I've never been double booked before, but I'm not saying it couldn't happen, but yeah, I guess it's a common occurrence there that happens. And, yeah, these 2 couples, they arrive here, they double booked it, and instead of going like, "Well, let's maybe one of us go to a hotel or flip for it or play rock, paper, scissors for it," we're just gonna stay here together. We're gonna stay here together and enjoy our time. And then as they're staying together here, one of the couple starts realizing, wait a minute, like something is a little off about this other couple. And yeah, something is up here. Something strange is kind of happening. And it's kind of yeah, it's kind of both these couples trying to feel each other out. Who's are their intentions really true? Are they not? You have this kind of also sexual game here that's being played. This couple, you have let me say the actors here. You have Alex Rowe, who's the actor's name, who plays Will there, and he's married to Sin there, who's played by Adria Nachetti. And then you have Marco Pigossi, who plays Diego, and then you have Maddie Hassan, who plays Sage. Who this actress Maddie Hassan, she looks a little bit like Florence Pugh a little bit to me. She was kind of giving me a lot of that
Mm.
throughout the movie.
Yeah, I can
Uh,
see it.
but you also see this distinct difference between the 2 couples. Like, you have the Will and Sin couple, who's like the sexy, adventurous, couple there, who, has sex spontaneously and everywhere, and they're beautiful people. It's like they should be in a CW superhero show. And then, not to say that Sage and Diego aren't attractive. It's just like, they're a little bit more plain. They're a little bit more basic
They're
there, I guess.
stable.
Stable, they're very just comfortable and kind of that, like,
And there ain't nothing wrong with being stable.
yeah, you see that with Diego. He doesn't even use sex toys. He's very against that. He's like, I don't even want to do that. He's
Yeah.
very kind of buttoned up kind of guy there a little bit. And there's some kind of troubles going on in their relationship. He quit his job to is teaching to pursue writing full time. Because he's quit his job, the financial responsibility has been on the burden of her, and then she's had to take care of the both of them. So she's had to become an editor at her job. She's also a writer, and she had to become an editor to make up for that. So she's a little unhappy about that dynamic as far as that goes, and kind of that gets exploited a little bit in the movie, and you'll see more of that kind of what happens there. Um, have you ever seen the movie Funny Games before? Have you ever seen that movie?
No, I have not.
Okay. If people have ever seen that movie before,
Wait,
it
is that the Swedish horror movie?
yes, I think so. I think
And it's
yes.
got the remote in it? It's the 2 guys?
Yeah, it's
Okay,
yeah.
yeah, I have
Let me
seen that. Yeah.
let me show you the
They did an
trailer.
English remake of it too.
Yeah, they did an English remake of it too as well. Let me show the English remake because I think most people will be familiar with that. But I would compare it to something like that. Like it's
So
that type,
kind of like a black comedy
kind of like a black comedy horror
with
type
more elements.
horror type elements here with that. Yeah, so this was the 2007, this was the US version there. And yeah, it's just about 2 people fucking with another group of people. That's kind of basically what this movie is. It's like, what are you willing to do to survive? We're gonna be playing with you, messing with you,
Yeah.
testing you. That's kind of the situation you kind of have here going on in Bone Lake there. I forgot Naomi Watts was in this movie, actually. I
Oh,
forgot.
yeah. Yeah, it's interesting because like both versions have twist endings. The Swedish one is a lot darker and more playful.
Mm,
Uh,
yeah.
I'd recommend seeing either one, though. I'd recommend seeing the Swedish one first.
Okay. Nice there. So yeah, it kind of reminds me of something like that.
God, I haven't had anyone mention funny games in a hot minute.
Yeah. Um, and the thing is, the problem with this movie is that some of the logistics of it just doesn't work.
Mm,
Given that you're at this Airbnb, um, and I'd have to get into spoilers to really explain it fully. But it's like some of this is like their whole plan just doesn't really make a lot of sense there, uh, given where they are, having an Airbnb. The whole thing about with this couple and we talked about this with their review of uh that movie with James McAvoy, See No Evil, about politeness, right?
oh,
You
yeah, yeah.
which this movie also kind of reminds me of a little bit too here of See No Evil, where you have this group of people who are with another group of people, and it's about okay, how much are you willing? How much would you be willing to tolerate from another person before you go like, all right, man, I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Mhm,
Um, and how much politeness will people be willing to give to another person before they go like, okay, this is kind of weird, and I'm out of here. And you as a viewer, you got to kind of sometimes horror movies is about putting yourself into the place of that person there because it's like you want to feel the terror with them, and then it's just like yeah, at a certain point you'd be like, man, this is fucking weird, and I'm getting out of here, which kind of also is a thing that it kind of throws you off in the movie. But and then the characters, I mean. Sometimes you have to give grace. Sometimes in horror movies, I've learned to go like, well, people are going to make sometimes dumb decisions in stressful situations. That's just common. So I won't beat the movie up too much for that. But yeah, I think that's a thing that kind of happens here is how much are you willing to kind of go with the movie in terms of that. Um, I think the performances here, the people who are playing, who are having a little bit, who are able to have a little bit more fun in their roles, I think they do a decent job in there. I just wish the movie pushed things further and pushed the envelope further. I think that's my biggest thing with this is that I think it has some interesting avenues to take in this of where it could have gone, as opposed to like you see in the trailer kind of a little bit of the ending, this climax of kind of like, this seems like you can see this climax coming a mile away.
hmm.
But what if you kind of subverted some things? I think that would have been a more interesting take on it. Yeah, but I still think it's a decent movie for what it is. I think the performances are good. It does get pretty bloody towards the end of it, and if you're into that type of thing, that's pretty solid there. And it's kind of funny. I mean, watching these people get messed with, I think that's kind of enjoyable in a certain element. Like you mentioned, black comedy. I think that's kind of funny at certain points. So for me, I would give it a. mm, I'd give it like a stream it. I'd give it like a plain, just kind of stream it for
Okay.
me there. But you might have some decent fun with it there, enjoying it. And this movie is directed by Mercedes Bryce Morgan, who directed this movie there. I don't know of her work. I'm looking at some of her movies here previously. I'm not familiar too much of her work. Her last movie was Spoonful of Sugar, which I've not seen. But yeah, so it's a decent horror movie. But I think it had the potential to be much greater than what it was. So just a stream it for me.